You know that moment when the wine starts to hit? That's happening right now. And I'm here for it. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is Friday. I'm so excited. So today's video is going to be so fun. I'm going to be tasting through 3 different wines to bring for Thanksgiving dinner. I'll be talking about things that they may pair well with, the different tasting notes in them. I'll even be giving alternatives if you can't find these wines where you live. Some of them you may or may not have heard of before. But yeah, it's going to be really fun. I'm at my favorite place to buy wine where I live. It's called Cool Springs Wine and Spirits. It's essentially just a huge beer, wine, and liquor warehouse. And the people that work here are so knowledgeable. I'm going to go in. I have an idea of what I want to get, but I'm going to be asking for their recommendations, considering they know their product best. And I just think it's a great resource to help you if you're kind of overwhelmed with what to choose from, if you know you want a cow but you don't know which one, and all of that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I hope you love this video. I really am looking forward to drinking some wine. So go ahead, and if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can keep up with more videos as they get posted. All right, y'all, let's go on in.
Your heart, keep it in your pocket for safekeeping. Don't ever let nobody be the reason you throw it out. You stop caring about it. Don't let your head get in the way. Can't be defined by your mistakes. You know you try and you try really hard, but sometimes you fall. Yeah, sometimes you fall. Be careful with my heart, oh. Say I'm not sensitive, but I can sense if it's right for me. Don't let your head get in the way. Can't be defined by your mistakes. You know you try and you try really hard, but sometimes you fall. Yeah, sometimes you fall.
Real quick, I just wanted to let y'all know that all 3 of these bottles are under $20, which is perfect. This guy looks like it was $12.99. This one was $18.99, and this was $16.99, which is perfect. I told the guy at the wine shop I wanted to spend anywhere between $12 to $20, but no more. So these are really great options, also like a really great value price for a really good wine. All right, let's get into tasting. Is there a better sound than the popping of a bottle? I don't think so. So this is Confucius Blanc Selection 2020 from Penedès. Penedès is a wine growing region in northeastern Spain. Blanc Selection is referencing the grape varietal, which Blanc Selection is like white selection, so it is a white blend of grapes. And 2020 just refers to the vintage. Oh, that smells good. Oh my God. It's super floral. It smells very sweet and light and juicy. I'm smelling like orange blossom and jasmine flowers. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And like some lemon. And when you try it, it's definitely not sweet. This is a very dry wine. It has this very green herbally, grassy flavor to it. Like I'm thinking oregano, I'm thinking thyme. It's really crisp and light, like a lemongrass kind of vibe. Not straight up lemon, maybe some lemon zest. And it's got some minerality and some salinity to it. I chose this wine for a Thanksgiving meal that would pair well with if you were having fish of any kind, or like crab or some sort of shellfish, even like a chicken or a veal or a pork type situation. I think anything lighter like that you're having for your entree would be so good with this, because it's got that green note in it and it's got a really delicious mouthfeel, so it would be able to stand up to your dishes. It's not super light like a white wine in the summer kind of white. It's definitely got some body to it, and it's got that green, and it's got that really delicious smelling honeyed floral note that I think would be so good with those things, or like a nice salad to go with it or something like that. But if you're having something lighter for your Thanksgiving meal, I think this would be so yummy for you to try. Something different that you could bring where you're going. And yeah, let me know in the comments what y'all think. Something I wanted to mention was an alternative wine for each of these if you can't find these in your area. An alternative to this white, I would say maybe a Vinho Verde, which is a Portuguese white wine. I would maybe do a Chablis, which is a northern French wine, also a dry white. Another one I would say would maybe be a Chenin Blanc or a Vouvray, also French white wines that are dry. Another thing that may be more common is a Sauvignon Blanc. That would be delicious. You can usually find that at every grocery store that sells wine. This is so good. On to the next. Moving right along. This is a 2020 Domaine de Châteaumar Cuvée Bastien Grenache from Côte du Rhône, France. So first off, this is a dry wine. The vintage is 2020. The type of grape varietal is Grenache, which is actually a lighter red grape. And Côte du Rhône is a famous wine growing region in the south of France. Starting off with the nose. Wow. So straight off the bat, it smells like fresh baked brioche bread, like very yeasty and buttery and warm. I'm also getting like toast, and I'm getting fig jam. I'm getting some cloves, I'm getting some nutmeg, some allspice, some like cherry jam. I'm getting some cranberry sauce and some pomegranate. Like very juicy, but very much more depth of flavors and like caramels and things like that. But it's not heavy, which is so interesting to me. And it just smells like butter on like brioche bread. It's very warm. And it feels like a hug, and it's so good. I would think that this would pair best with like a typical Thanksgiving type of meal. So, you know, you're eating turkey and gravy and stuffing or dressing, pie, green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole. This is a great middle of the road red. Something like this would stand up nicely to any of those dishes, but it's not so full bodied like a Cab or a Zinfandel or something like that that is so heavy, or a Bordeaux and so bold that it would completely overpower those dishes, because they tend to be more bland. They're not super spiced in my experience, and this would be a fabulous complement to that. It would add great flavor. Let me know if you like it. Let me know in the comments down below what y'all think. This is delicious. This would actually be great just to drink on its own, honestly, because it's got such complex flavors to it, which I'm very surprised about. And for being just a 2020 vintage, it tastes like it's got a few years under its belt versus just being about a year old, I guess. So another wine that I would say would be comparable to something like this would be a Beaujolais, which is a French red wine. It's a lighter red. I think Pinot Noir as well. You could go light. You could also go one that's been aged a few years if you want it a little more complex in flavor. Something else I would recommend, like a Sangiovese blend or Chianti or something like that, another Italian wine that you couldn't quite often find would be common. So this is a 2019 Klein Family Cellars Syrah, estate grown in Sonoma Coast, California. So vintage 2019 Syrah is the grape varietal, and it is grown in Sonoma Coast, California. So this is a dry red wine. Syrah is a full-bodied type wine. Syrah and Shiraz are two different wines, but the same varietal. They're just grown in two different places. Shiraz is a type of grape exclusively grown in Australia. Anywhere else in the world you find Shiraz, it's going to be called Syrah. All right, on the nose. Okay. So I am getting black fruit, so think blackberries, black cherries, like prunes, like darker fruits, that kind of thing. I'm also getting this interesting, kind of funky, wet cardboard vibe. Okay, so this is very warm. Like, it is warming me up as it goes down. Loads of warm spices, so cinnamon, nutmeg, I'm getting some cloves, I'm getting a tiny bit of mushroom, I'm getting some like licorice-y vibe, not a lot. I don't like black licorice, but this is really good. It's got this umami, like meatiness to it. It is very bold, so like my whole palate is taking everything on. I would pair this for Thanksgiving if you're doing, you know, like a prime rib or a rack of lamb, or you're doing some sort of steak dinner. If you're going more meaty, more red meat specifically, I would choose something like this. It's so good. I know the description sounds kind of funky, but it would pair so well, like the dryness and the interesting smells and flavors and like the dry, desiccated, caramelized depth it has to it would be so good with any of those things, because they're such fatty meats and entrees, and like with potatoes and or gravy or, you know, whatever kind of sauce, mushrooms, whatever you pair with something like that for an entree, this would be so good. It would cut through all of that. But it's really tasty. Let me know if you try it, what you think. If you can't find a Syrah, something I would say would be comparable would be maybe like a Cabernet Sauvignon, even a Merlot, like, because this definitely also has some peppery, the spice notes to it. Malbec would be a really good option there as well. Malbecs, Cabernets, you could commonly find in a grocery store, again, if that's the option you have for buying wine. I think a Malbec would be a really good alternative to this. You could try the Shiraz and let me know what you think. If you buy a Syrah, buy your Shiraz. If you compare those, or if you want me to compare them, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear that. If you try this wine, tell me what you think. I'd love to hear from you as well. I hope everyone liked this video. I know I had clearly a lot of fun filming it. Part of my aim in this channel and filming things about wine is to help broaden your palate horizons, if you will. If you never would have thought to pick up any of these types of wines, let me know. Like, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your feedback. My goal, as I've said before, is to make wine and wine tasting and pairing wine a lot more accessible and simple, and to kind of omit that stigma that comes with wine. And, you know, maybe you heard of something you never heard of before, and I kind of introduced you to something new and different. And the point of this channel is to open your eyes to different things to try that you never would have thought of before. And I hope you feel that. That really is my heart for this. And I love filming wine videos. I am in no way an expert. It's just something that I have always loved and adored, and I'm always learning. It's something that I think is so cool about wine is there always is something to learn and expand your knowledge in. So if you like that and you like this and you want to see more, please, please, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, let me know what you think, let me know what you want to see from me. I'd be happy to oblige. And I hope you guys have a great Friday, your weekend, the rest of your week when this video goes up. I love you all. Have a great evening or day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.